Hello, Grace Community Church. It's Pastor Steve, and we're continuing our study going cover to cover through the Bible. And today is March 27, and we're looking at the book of Joshua, chapter 15 through chapter 17. Now, this is an example of one of those sections where, do I really need to know the name of every town that they settled in? And the answer is, generally speaking, you don't, unless you're looking into this as a deep scholar. But I want to give you a look of what the Promised Land looks like now that it's occupied. And in this particular picture here, you see Israel. Here's the Mediterranean Sea. Here is the Dead Sea. And there is the Sea of Galilee. And you see the various tribes. Now, the most important thing I think to take note of for moving forward in our study through the Bible is that Judah is in the south, and in the north, these tribes will ultimately become northern Israel, which after Rehoboam splits the country, that's going to be the northern tribes of Israel, and then it's always going to be the tribe of Judah below. But what you can also take note of is here is the Jordan River right down the middle there, and that there were a few tribes on the other side of the Jordan, on the eastern side of the Jordan. And this came up, and we had already talked about it, that there were some tribes that said, hey, we want to settle on this side. And Moses said, that's okay, as long as you send your troops in to fight for the others, you'll be okay to return to the land on this side. So this gives you the general look of the tribes. But from your perspective, the most important thing is Judah on the south, and all those northern tribes are ultimately going to be becoming northern Israel when the country splits. Now, to give you a preview of that, we're going to be entering the period of the judges soon. No king, but leaders that are risen up at a particular time when they were needed. And then it moves to the kings. First King Saul, then King David, then King Solomon. That's all one kingdom, all those tribes you saw there. But then Rehoboam, bad leader, because of his poor judgment, the kingdom splits in two. And the end result is, from the rest of the history of the country of Israel in the ancient world, there is the southern kingdom of Judah and the northern kingdom consisting of the rest of the tribes. Now, beyond that, there's just a few other little things that are interesting in this passage. At one point in chapter 17, verse 3, these daughters say, hey, we deserve an inheritance in the land. Now, normally, inheritance goes through male children. But in this case, this particular man did not have any male heirs. And according to the law of Moses, they deserved to have an allotment. So their family line would keep an inheritance. And that's what that is about. That is in line with the law of Moses. Finally, one very interesting thing is in chapter 17, verse 16, one of the tribes says, hey, we can't take all the land. The people there are too strong. They have iron chariots. And Joshua steps in and encourages them to have faith to take the land that they're entitled to. This is interesting because there are so many times in our own lives that we would like to say we have faith, but we don't. We get wimpy. We get scared. Will they lay me off? Will I get rejected? And so we don't even try. I am a big believer in taking those steps of faith. I'm here at Grace Community Church because I feel it's worth taking a step of faith. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know who holds tomorrow. And so I would say those words of Joshua to this tribe, go ahead, step out in faith, take the land before you, is probably worth for you and I to have that same principle as we move forward. Hey, let's continue in our journey going through the book of Joshua. We'll see you tomorrow.